homes in that area, so I don't know if they know that there's a big intersection coming through that development, but that was the agreement, so. Yeah, Brian, he's their head engineer, and I can't remember his last name.
I looked through my notes, I can tell you. Brian Phillips.
Yes, Brian Phillips and Terry Newell, who is the director. She was in this meeting also. So I don't know about anybody that's, but I know the director and the lead engineers.
Well, all I know is that Austin says he's over the accesses, and that's who I've been talking to. I talked to Brian, but he sent me down the road to Austin.
Yeah. Brian's the one that gave me the access maps, because I requested that.
Oh, speaking of requests, can we get a copy of your continued use on this property?
Of
What they're
the,
allowed,
of the what?
the continued use on this property, what they're
I
allowed.
don't, we don't have a continued use. What we have is a letter from the attorney that says what the use is.
Okay, is that public record?
I don't believe it is. I believe they put a thing on it that said it was confidential. I believe Craig Powell put that on
So how do
there.
we know what they're allowed to do?
Well, that's public, because what they said in the meeting is definitely public. As far as their letter, that would be confidential. We could call, well, I don't, is he, he's a judge now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nope, you can't have it. I was gonna say, I could call and see if we can get permission, but I'm not calling the judge.
Okay, well, I would just like a list of what's permitted in continued use, because the neighbors would like to know what's considered continued use on that property.
Okay, all right. Yeah, see, and that was Travis that hired him.
Yeah, I've been sitting here listening to the 3 o'clock in the morning garbage, and I've already been through this with Travis.
Mhm.
I mean, and nothing was done with him. He just
Right.
continued to do it.
Right, because again, we don't regulate when you start your tractor up in RA5 zone.
Well, I didn't care about the hay balers. That was not my problem. It was the banging on the trucks and the cussing and the swearing and the yelling and
Yeah,
2 and 3 o'clock in the morning and revving the trucks and,
yeah.
yes, and it has been, it's been okay with these guys.
Been
I'm
better.
just making sure.
Well, I'm sure like we said, we don't really.
We don't hear what we used to hear, let's put it that way. And
That's what we're
Tricia, I
after.
think Tricia can vouch for that.
That
We
is what we're
don't hear
after.
what we used to hear, and it was a nightmare before.
It's like, we definitely are not there trying to fight the neighbors. Hoping to have a
My
good
biggest
relationship.
concern is the next piece of property, what they want to do with that between us.
I understand that.
Okay, so we had a motion to continue, and then we had a second, and we had a lot of discussion. And
Jay did.
okay. Any more discussion?
I'd just like to note that the McAllisters have said they have no comment as far as UDOT.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is a good thing to know. Also, it really doesn't, if the zone did change, it wouldn't affect their access until they change the use. So we're still on that use thing, so. Okay, I guess we have a motion second. Any more discussion?
When are we continuing it to?
To the next agenda,
Next agenda?
next month.
So that will be July what?
Good question.
Wednesday of July.
Unless it's the 24th.
24th.
Okay. 19th? 19th? Yeah,
Yeah,
19th of
19th.
July.
And what time are you having your meeting?
Well,
They'll let you know on Sunday before.
it will be at 7 o'clock unless one of the commission slips in a motion.
7 PM on the 19th.
Okay, call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Jay, introduce the motion, okay. We'll continue that one. Thank you, guys. And now where do you want to go?
Daniel's Academy.
Daniel Academy. Okay, Daniel Academy remodel application was, there was a motion here, I believe by Commissioner Wade, to bring it before the commission. They want to see this application. And so here it is.
It looks like Ryan.
Just
Try
like
to
we
pass out the right
asked.
stuff.
Just like you asked, here it is.
Ta-da.
It's supposed to be most of this, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So here are the plans, and so last month when questions were asked, I hadn't, we got the application in and we shipped it out for reviews. I hadn't spent a lot of time on it myself because, you know, the process we're following is when an application comes in, we send it out for all the other reviews. And when those start to come back, I look at it and, you know, go through those, review those reviews as well as the plans for any issues that we see from engineering and planning. So it's not immediately apparent, at least it wasn't to me, but what they're basically doing is, originally what was described as they're adding bedrooms and bathrooms. Thank you.
See,
What the application is actually for is it's really just adding one bathroom to existing rooms that they're using as bedrooms, which I think answers a lot of the questions that I may have implied at the last meeting. And so really right now they have the two, they're calling them larger rooms, but they're effectively bedrooms that service that one, that are serviced by that one bathroom, and all they're doing is converting it so that they're more of a suite style with two bathrooms. So all they're doing is adding a bathroom basically.
Just one bathroom to one?
Yes, so if you look in the upper corner here, they have the existing floor plan and then the proposed floor plan. And the only difference between the two is the existing floor plan has one bathroom at the end of the hallway that both of those rooms use. And their proposed plan is to move some doors around and add a second bathroom so that effectively each of those rooms works as a suite. Which I think answers the question that I had at the time, at last month's meeting of how is the septic adequate if we're adding bedrooms? Well, if we're not adding bedrooms, I think that answers my question. And likewise, your questions. And so I prepared a letter since I knew there were going to be questions. The letter basically just goes through when plans were turned in and when reviews were completed and who did each component of the review. I've looked through the through the plan set and have reviewed the reviews, and I don't see any issues. I have to agree, adding bedrooms would worry me for water and septic. Adding another bathroom, but not adding capacity for more people, really doesn't change. It changes which toilets flush, it doesn't change how many of the total flushes you get a day. So I'm personally, having reviewed it, feel that it's ready for approval.
Looks like they're removing a couple of existing walls and then, right?
Yes.
So it looks like one room's being made from two into one large one. And
Yes, there are some walls, and it also denotes some walls downstairs too. Some of the dotted lines, but yes, there's a closet that's being demolished, and there are a few walls that are coming out. So for inspections, we're certainly going to have plumbing and an electrical inspection or two, depending on how they remove those, timing of when they remove those walls with plugs in them, and when they get the bathroom done. So I'm seeing at least 2 or 3 inspections, not counting re-inspections.
okay. Is everybody on board with any questions? Ryan, is that sprinklerized out there?
I don't know.
I seem to remember.
I would think that house had to be sprinklered because it's certainly not located near a fire hydrant.
Thank you guys.
And it's,
Thank you.
of sufficient
I
square
think it's
footage.
sprinklered, and that's one of the questions we asked, if they actually had enough water to run the sprinklers.
Yeah, because I knew they put in a system. But I didn't know that it was sprinkled. But
And maybe it's not, I don't know.
according to this fire,
Well, it says they're gonna inspect the sprinkler system, sorry.
yeah, the fire department, that's what he says. He will commence to inspect the sprinkler system once the construction has commenced. But I wasn't aware that it had sprinklers up there. I toured it, but I didn't look up, I guess.
Guess Clint will find it.
So I have not toured it, and that was built before I started doing plan reviews, so I don't have the plans. If fire says that they're going to inspect the sprinkler system, I presume that in their records, they have evidence that there's a sprinkler system there. That's
Great hope.
why
I
we.
just want to make sure that when they tear the wall down, if they find billions of dollars, that it belongs to the town.
I will add that note and see what they say.
Okay.
I can think of them finding other things, but not that.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
This house isn't that old, yeah.
So we'll leave it at just the dollars, so that if they find other things, like I found in my house, those stay there.
Can they go around the building or?
Okay. So we need a motion to approve, since you brought it here. Let's get a motion and, or disapprove, or whatever your motion you'd like. Who'd like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Daniel Academy remodel.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that's Daniel Academy. So where does that go from here, Ryan?
So with all the reviews complete and the commission's approval, it's done to you and I the issue permit.
You need to email them.
I need to calculate fees, and I need an email from you.
Okay. You or Kim?
Yes.
And Kim. Okay. I don't lose this paper, I have enough.
You need to email me so I have it for our records, and you need to email it to Kim so something happens.
So you have a record. Okay. Brady Karen.
So Brady Karen is the third house in the Three Farm subdivision. So we've seen and approved two, and he's about ready to go too, despite this one, we have some interactions. So the question mark Utah would be one of them. But we've got all the reviews and comments out to him. We're waiting for a few minor corrections back, but for the most part, he's in pretty good shape. And so I'd like to, kind of like we did on the other ones where we hadn't got all the reviews back, it wasn't perfect yet, but let you guys see the plans, and then if you don't have any issues, or if you do, let me know what they are, I'll add them in the letter. And then have a motion to approve as soon as those remaining items are completed to the, what we'd say, staff satisfaction.
So is that road done to the point that you allow building permits?
Yes.
And there's actually a bond on
Okay.
It's graded enough that we can get in and out with the fire truck.
Right.
I asked Clint, the fire hydrant is charged, or chargeable. I need to go actually turn it on and see if water comes out, but
it. Wait till they get done running the gas line.
gonna fill the trench out.
Where is this Three Farm subdivision?
Off 3,000.
Well, then,
That's the one with the big road
22
they
to the
just
water
built.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
And
are
then-
they scheduled for cleaners and boxers? I mean, they're using water now. Have they getting water from somewhere?
I don't know if they are using water, are they? I mean, so right now, I believe that line's dead, because you and I haven't turned it on yet.
Okay.
Dan set up 4 or 5 meetings with me and then had to cancel all of them. So to my knowledge, the hydrant, we haven't opened that valve.
Okay.
Now, with the building going on, we need to open that valve so the fire hydrant's live. But the meter cans aren't set, the meter cans are set, but there's no meters in any of them. And so there's no water coming through the meters yet.
So I can update that. The hydrant has right. was there blue staking yesterday, and the hydrant has run.
So you and I didn't turn the valve there.
Well, apparently it got turned.
So I think it's charged.
So there are, so in the data, there are 2 dates that it could have been. Monday at 10:30 or Thursday at 3:30 in the afternoon.
So are they using town water to build it?
There's nothing hooked to the hydrant, it just looks like it was flushed.
Well,
There's a
and
big-
and we had asked them to flush it, so I'm not saying that's a problem, but we have pretty good data out of the water tank of when things happen. And so those 2 were spikes that caused the high water use alarm to go off. And I would hope that you flushed it at a rate sufficient to make the high water use alarm go off. If you don't, you need to flush more.
It flushed enough to settle some dirt.
Good. So I stand corrected, the hydrant is active.
Well, it was, I don't know if it is.
If it was, I doubt it got shut back off.
Okay.
So,
Ryan, just to make sure this is Brady Karen, right?
Yes.
Not Karen Brady? Brady Karen.
Brady Karen, yes.
Okay.
Good question.
And on a side note also, Ryan,
And I would, sorry,
it's excavator. Just as a side note.
footing board?
No,
Oh, good.
just a hole in the ground.
Wouldn't want to do anything different than the other 2.
That's right. That's right.
They just have a date here they need to carry.
I think when the Traco showed up, they all put them to work.
So that was, when we were trying to get Clyde's issue, that was his concern, is the track goes here now, if I have to bring it back, it's gonna cost me a lot of money, I need to dig the hole right now. And so I suspect that while the track was there, they dug everything they needed to dig.
And so he put up the bond for the road, so these other guys are just riding on that bond. But the material is on site to do the road. They've just got a bunch of milled, road milled asphalt back there stacked. Pretty high. Okay. Everybody happy with it?
Do we know what the issues are? Is there anything, there's nothing major,
No, there's a few, structural code, a few code details, references to detail 7, but there's, the details stop at 6, or, some details that were not used. Nothing major, setbacks and height.
Setbacks and height or anything.
Setbacks, height restrictions are all fine. It's actually a small house. He submitted another set of plans for a much larger house and then got costs, and now he's building that, so it's actually a fairly small house. So it's a single story, so height isn't an issue. Setbacks were fine on the site plan.
2-story, that windows and gables.
Hey, where's the bathroom for bedrooms 2 and 3?
I don't know.
Because we got a bathroom coming off of bedroom 4. But do you have a
No,
bathroom for
it
these
is the
2?
upper floor. There was another set of plans he submitted that didn't have one.
Okay.
The one we're approving has one.
That's an upper floor.
I stand corrected.
Okay, I wasn't dreaming. That's just all I wanted to know.
Law.
How far gone I am today.
No, we've had this. We've had several of
Clear
them
over there. to use
submit
that.
plans and then submit different ones.
But
And
it's
then
not
Get a
submit
bid and then,
Yeah.
Did you want to see
Get
the
smaller.
color?
I trust you. This is the opposite. You got bigger.
So, yeah, this is the 3rd one this year. They've submitted plans, we've gotten almost through the review. They got cost estimates and said, wait a minute, we gotta change our mind,
Okay,
which has
that happens.
been fun.
Okay, so we're looking for a motion to approve with conditions that are found on the, where's it at? Is it been through structural?
Yes.
Okay.
So as soon as the revisions are complete, I'm gonna ask a motion, it's mainly structural issues, I'm gonna ask the motion to be generic.
Okay. So we're looking for a motion to approve with items that are found on the review.
okay, I move that we approve the Brady Karen home on the condition that Ryan is happy with the changes or with the remedies to the issues that have been found, I guess.
Okay. Have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, have a motion and a second, any discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, when you're happy, they're happy.
Yeah, it's on your shoulders.
Yeah, thanks. We'll talk after the meeting.
Happy's relative, but,
So if I don't get happy, if I have a really bad year, he's not gonna build till next
you
year?
just have to be happy about what's happening with that building permit and nothing else. You gotta get blinders on. and-
He can always come before the commission and get another motion.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that seems kinda dangerous, because if I have a bad week or a bad month, he might never get to build.
Yeah, we're
If
fine
you-
with that.
If he gets 2 in a row, he'll probably come and get another
Well,
motion.
That's probably how the rest of the county is, so why should we be different?
Oh, man.
Hi, Your Honor.
Ryan wasn't
Okay.
happy?
He's still not happy. Okay. That's good. When we do these, do you need anything from planning? Is that good?
No, so I have a spreadsheet set up with, so each permit comes in and it has, structural review, code review, fire, county health, and one of them is the planning commission. And so based on this motion, I will put a checkbox
Okay.
on that. And I actually thought we had done this one, but it wasn't checked off, so now we have.
Okay.
You could use an emoji instead of a checkbox on this one.
Put a
I will get right
smile.
on that. I don't know if that converts to the GIS correctly though.
Okay, so you'll be contacting me when you're happy, and I'll be sending you an email.
Yes, I
Okay.
will contact you when I'm happy, don't hold
Okay.
your breath.
All right. I'll report back to
Shelley,
hours.
You think you could help in this situation?
Apparently not. Okay, David McCombs.
So that building permit, as we saw that one last month, and we approved it conditioned upon, well, when I was happy. I have issued a letter of things that need to change. I haven't got a response back, so we are waiting on him to make some changes to the plans.
So he's on hold.
So
But
I anticipate that to start soon, but currently I am not happy.
Where is he building?
he's-
Ryan, where is he building?
He's across from Three Farms, also on 3000 South. It was the Magnificent Farms subdivision that was approved, single lot subdivision that was approved earlier this year.
Okay, so that's just your
So
update?
that's not waiting on us, that's just waiting on him.
Yeah, the rest of these are just updates for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dan Brown building permit?
Has been issued and they started construction on Father's Day.
And he's Three Farms, isn't he?
Yes.
He is.
That's the back west lot.
Yeah, he came in.
Yeah.
I remember
Going
him.
back.
And then the Clyde building permit is the front lot on Three Farms, and they have also started construction.
Yeah.
And now they've paid their fees and have a building permit.
That's even better. So this was the letter I sent Ryan on the Clyde, of what I had found on the Clyde.
Eric and I need to get our file sharing set up again. I issued those comments and then we had some others, so get
Yeah.
our filing sharing set up so you can have the official letter we sent.
Is that the same letter that went before the?
Yeah, that's the one that John didn't like. So John Blotter asked that I not review these. That Ryan do those, so. It's just John, hasn't been a motion yet, but I just gave it to him as for information. That's usually what happens. Too much information brings bad results.
But it seems like 2 sets of eyes brings better results.
Yes.
I appreciate the review
Do
and
you want us to
comments.
send this on down to Carrie, or do you need this back?
No, you can send it up. That's fine.
I think we do a pretty good job most of the time, but if we miss something, I would sure rather us catch it internally rather than out in the field when things are getting built and they say, well, you approved it.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, Ryan's like, I should have caught that. Well, you can't catch everything. I mean, that happens.
So life's better when it's up front.
Yes.
Well, I think between Eric and I reviewing it, I mean, there's times, Eric will do a quick review and, when he sends out that email at 2 in the morning, there's sometimes, although very rarely, something gets missed and I can catch it. And then likewise, I miss stuff and he catches it. Between the two of us, I think we do a pretty good job. And then occasionally, there's still stuff that gets through both of us.
Yeah.
So I would like to keep the second set of eyes personally, because as long as there's things getting through both of us, there's gonna be a lot more getting through one of us.
We applaud those things. If they make it through both of us, they've done a good
They're
job.
good. They're tricky.
So, I'd like to make a motion that we send a message to the council that the planning commission is very happy with the double approval process.
I'll second that.
Wait just a minute. I don't know if this is really the forum to take this subject up. It might be in front of the town council, but it's come forward now. But I believe John Blotter wasn't really saying that he didn't want a second review. He was saying that Eric has a lot on his plate, and maybe what we need to do is find 3 people and scatter his titles and duties.
That sounds like a disaster.
Go ahead and send
Now
that to
look at the
council.
motion.
I just
Trying to get rid of
want to
your-
clarify that.
No,
You know, if
then we've got
anything
3
happens
guys
to Eric,
find
this
and
town
3
is
guys.
dead. You
Well-
know that, right?
Well,
I'm just
persons.
saying that John wasn't against
Okay,
the double review.
I'll withdraw my motion.
Well, I don't think,
Honor today.
the council hasn't taken any
Thank
action,
you.
so I don't know, I mean,
Do we have
you
an
can send the
insurance
motion, but
policy on
I don't
Eric?
think the process is
town?
changing without
Yeah.
action.
I mean, if anything, seriously, if anything happens to Eric Bunker, this town is screwed.
Well, for a couple of weeks, anybody can do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's replaceable.
Right.
You better be careful, he's
Better-
asking for a raise.
And you'd better go to all the airport
I can
meetings.
give him
'cause
2
you could
feet
get
up.
flown right over.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right, moving on.
Yes, where are we?
The 3 farm, small scale subdivision, just wanted to update you on the road that they did get the base out and put back in. And now they're digging it up again to run the gas line, so they're doing that. As we did that, me and Ryan come across something that we thought we ought to talk about here in the planning commission. And that is, we have a private road with a water line running down there. Does the town want to own that water line, or do we want that to be a private water line and those guys maintain that? So,
Where's the meter?
the meters are clear down at the end of where their houses are. This is a three lot subdivision.
And it's town water line.
I think if you make it private, you're gonna run into real issues and problems in the future
Yeah.
with house selling and different people coming in. If you leave it a town, owned water line, then yeah, we have to pay to fix it and what have you. But we can also put a stipulation in that if somebody runs over with a backhoe or cuts it with a chainsaw, they would be responsible, just like starting the fires on the hills.
Is there a valve right off the main line? There it is. I don't see any issue with leaving it private. If there's a problem, that valve gets shut.
So on this one, we required a bond, and then they submitted plans, and we approved the plans, and then we inspected it to make sure it was built to our standards.
If that's the case, then the meter ought to be out of the street. Everything up to the meter should belong to the town. That's the way all the utilities do it. All the water department down in Salt Lake, the power company, the phone company, everything up to the demarcation belongs to the provider. And from the demarcation on is the responsibility of the homeowner. And if you want it to be a private line, that's fine. You just need to put the meter back in the street.
Which is a bit hard because it's a line with the,
Three users.
well, but it's a big line because of the fire hydrant.
Right, yeah, it's an 8-inch line.
So it needs to be, belong to the town?
Kim?
No, I agree with that. I think it's somewhat of a control issue too. So I believe it should belong to the town.
I'm impressed. I thought you was trying to give them lines away.
And I guess the town's probably still If you get reverse flows and
Here's my.
contamination, you're in trouble. Yeah.
So we do need to update our Blue Stakes GIS layer to include 3 farms.
Yes. Because I don't know if they called one in, but I didn't get one, but I just was driving by, and so I stopped in Blue Stake down the road, and then, of course, I called Ryan, because I thought it was a private line. He's like, no, I don't think so. So I had to go back up and remark.
But it's good.
It's not uncommon at all for the gas lines to be that way, Eric. They're on private property, but Questar always gets a right-of-way at the very least.
Yeah, we have a right of way, we do have that.
Those cabins, the kitchen cabins next to me, he did that exact thing, and he had to sign over a right-of-way. It is Questar's line up to the meter, and then in the meter into the house is the customer. And so water, electricity, phone, gas, it's all done the same way.
Okay. And we may have some different issues coming because there is a move afoot to try and privatize some of the town's roads. And so it may become another issue also.
Well, it remains the property of the water department then, rather than necessarily the town or not, but the provider, the service provider owns the
Yeah.
line up to the meter.
Yeah, so we may have to cross this again. As
So we're gonna privatize 3000 South and turn it into a toll road.
we should.
Well, let's do Little Sweden first. Hey, I was thrilled to death over Memorial Weekend because I sat on my deck and was gonna count how many trucks, trailers, and boats all connected together were going down my road. Not one. I was so excited.
Nice when you leave your glasses in the house.
No, actually, I put a skunk on the side of the road.
I'm making a note.
Smart Alex. I'm gonna beat him one of these days.
Hey, you just talked about insurance.
Uh-huh.
You just need to take a hit out of it.
Hey, I don't care. We privatize the road. Maybe it'll drop my taxes some.
Taxes never go down.
No kidding. That's all right. For your information, I'm selling my place.
Is it listed?
Not yet, but I've got a family that, is really kind of out there and nobody's gonna like them and the neighbors, don't really want them to move in and.
Well, that's good.
Then she'll sell it and decide to create a tax.
That's useful.
Phil, are you kidding? I told my
Okay.
kids, told me I was gonna have a coronary.
Did we get everything done on
I think I'm good.
that? Okay. All right, planning report. I didn't print it off. I just brought it. Everything we've done, you guys are aware of. I don't think we haven't had anything that you guys haven't been aware of. So the remodel, obviously wasn't approved before now. I did tell you about the property at the Welch property. They want to subdivide that into 1 acre. I think Jeremy was gonna call you, right? So, I think other than that, you guys are all aware of everything that's going on, so we anticipated so many building permits prior to the end of the year, and Ryan indicated that we have hit that number, so we're right on the gas.
I will do what I can to wait till July to be happy and issue these next fiscal year so that it looks like our estimate was really good.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I think this Daniels Academy is probably gonna go before that. If their issues are negligible, the Brady Karen may take another week.
We're looking at the hazard mitigation plan. The county sent out a thing to have the town adopt that. I know we talked about this earlier and I went to the meetings. And we have met with the Mountain Land Association of Governments. So in conjunction with that was the Highway 40 corridor that we mentioned earlier, that Chip was gonna go sign that, I believe, yesterday. So all the municipalities in the county had signed that, except for Independence, and they backed out. They don't wanna be a part of it, so. That one is signed. The other one is the hazard mitigation. The Mountain Land Association governments just sent, and of course, I got it highlighted, so there's some problems. So I don't think we'll be working on, I don't think we'll be passing this directly until I get my answers. There was a couple of these, work with CUWCD to expand the water tank, plant vegetation and erosion on nearby slopes. into Danieltown, and I'm not aware of that. The bridge at Big Hollow, they've got an estimate of $33,000, and it's all by local government. Well, that's all in the town, so.
Actually, the bridge is in the county.
It is? Okay, well, they're the ones that told us that it would be up to the town to build it.
Well, look at it closely on the map, but from what I see, it's in the county.
It's at least half and half.
I think it's more than half
Well,
and
I'm
half.
just, without looking closely, it's at least half and half. It could be all in the county.
And when I looked under that this spring, I was just curious how much space is under it. It's just wood with road base sitting on top of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I tried to get them to add this to the plan, because I was under the impression it was the town, so I tried to get it, because they'll give you money to, a partial grant.
Instead.
Yeah, they'll give you a partial grant for some of this money, but the county didn't. They're like, go talk to DNR, the gun club, try and raise your funds other ways. So if it's in the county, I'll tell them the exact
Well,
same thing.
Double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's in the county.
Yeah.
Because
great.
I think the county kept all their property out of the
They did.
town, and the Hilton's line is right where that corral is.
Mm,
So it's probably 20 feet down from where the town boundary is.
okay. All right. Yeah, we'll have to check into that. I'd love to give them their advice right back.
Well, tell them that when they spec it, they should spec it for the big heavy truck.
Well, you need to inspect it afterwards, and someone should put up a sign that has a weight limit, because it is just wood under there. And it's old. It's gonna go one of these days.
So is that the
Probably should have
access
done, when we
gate?
did the storm
It is.
haven one, we should have rejected a couple of those box culvert sections and then used them down there.
The timeline goes during the high water too.
Yeah,
And all those kids up there.
yeah. Which isn't bad. Getting behind the moat's not bad. So, in the hazard mitigation plan, in the 100-year flood, they have identified only 12 buildings at risk with a monetary loss of $2,335,780, with 55 acres that would be affected. On a 500-year flood, it would be 19 at $3 million. And of course, we don't have anything on the dam failure, because if Jordanelle failed, it wouldn't.
Yeah, we're out of the floodplain.
So our fire is high to moderate risk. Buildings at risk is 116. 14 million, almost $15 million, and 394 acres.
Well, I don't have to worry about it, my house is blessed, it won't burn again.
So this is all on the hazard mitigation plan that they just sent out. And so,
But doesn't that change an insurance rate for the town based on the fire thing?
yeah, and so in conjunction with that, they wanted us to sign that wildland fire, which we did not sign because there were so many questions. So it looks, Chip sent me a text today that says they want us to sign an additional addendum to that fire one, so that there's, because the questions I have is special service district and which we have in the town. Twin Creeks is in part of our town. And so we have double coverage in a lot of these areas. And it required the town to initiate suing who is responsible. So we have to foot that bill as a town to sue who started the fire, and that's part of that agreement. And so that was a big red flag for me. We could stack up legal bills that, I mean, because we have to initiate it, so which tells me the state's gonna jump on board on our suit. And so, anyway, those questions, I had a call into Mike Davis, which has not been returned, so I keep working that direction. Okay? That's enough on the planning report. You got any questions for me?
Nope.
Since you mentioned the Hilton property, you should be aware that they're looking at selling off the back and keeping the house on 1.3 acres.
I know they're separate lots, aren't they?
Well, that's what their claim is.
But was it a legal subdivision? My guess is no.
Well, even if it is, I don't believe that they're frontage.
So the question was that back on a parcel, and I I gave them the code that referenced what the frontage and acreage and all those requirements were, and we left it where they were gonna hire a surveyor and determine whether or not they met those or not. And I haven't heard if they've done that or what the results were.
So that's just a little narrow going back to that piece, and I don't think I don't think they're required frontage.
I think they have 200 feet max
They
there.
got 200 there.
No, because you gotta have 200 for the lot that's there, and then you got
Oh, yeah.
for the width of a road or whatever else. I guess.
Yeah.
Guess you put a road in, that can count as the frontage.
That's true, you could build a road down in.
Whose property is this?
It was Neil Hilton. Hilton Trust, I think. is what
And
his
he
name-
passed away, and I imagine the kids are now trying to,
Who's it by? You mean,
It's right across the road from the gravel pit.
yeah, right next to Mike Ashby.
Oh, okay,
That help you?
yeah.
So they're looking at, the family's looking at selling that piece back in there, so. Obviously, there's, so when you mentioned that, that reminded me that they are looking at that. I did get a call on that by Senator Ryan.
Has the town set what they're gonna do with roads this year?
I would,
No.
anything on the horizon for road? I'll ask our engineer.
What we've talked about is every other year, and so this would be an off year, because we don't have, we may do a crack seal or something fairly minor, that we've talked about, but as far as the big improvements, we seem to do a lot better on getting things done more economically if we save up 2 years worth of funds and then do a bigger project. We get better bang for our buck with mobilization and other stuff.
I'm just curious if I was gonna have to deal with asphalt stuck to my bike tires this year or not.
You will, it's
I
fine.
will, we will,
Ryan,
I
have
don't-
you identified what roads might have the crack seal?
if we did the crack seal, we'd probably do a town-wide crack seal again. When we've done that in the past, we pay them by the ton of material placed, and then spot check them to make sure that the material is being placed responsibly. Then we'd send them down basically all the roads to crack seal, everything. We did that the first time after not doing it for 5 or 6 years. It was pretty costly, and we went through a lot of material. The second time we did it 2 years later, there really isn't that much material that gets put down, because there really isn't, you know, the cracks open up, but they don't open up completely again. And so I would think it would be on that $10,000 to $15,000 range, depending on availability, to do the whole town.
Well, I'd recommend that to the council if you could. That's the best way to maintain roads.
Then I noticed a green light painted on the patch there in front of the church. Something happening there.
The green, oh, that's sewer.
Oh, that's sewer.
That's the sewer, yeah. Sewer comes down.
Because I've
past-
noticed people now are, instead of going over that road, they're swerving to the right and going up next to the curb and then back around, so they miss that bump.
Yeah,
Is Heber City doing that?
doing, marking the green, yes.
So they're gonna go fix that road out in front of the church?
I don't know if
They'll probably just dig it up, not fix it.
Yeah, they'll dig it up.
And
Okay.
how about climate with that crack seal? When's the best time to do that?
I like to do it in the fall after it's cooled off. If we do it now, the cracks, the asphalt's hot and the cracks are fairly small. If we wait till fall, the cracks get bigger and then get more material in the crack. The downside to that is they come this time of year, it squishes and it all comes up and makes little bumps, but I like to have it sealed to the water as good as we can get
Just
it.
track down the road on tires.
It probably
This time
would.
of year.
So, and, you know, anything to make sure I get more asphalt on Gary's tires.
Does that make you happy?
Apparently.
Looks like you'll approve all the plans, eh?
There we go.
Okay. Minute approval, everybody have a chance to go over the minutes?
That's a lot of minutes.
It was a lot of minutes. It's a good thing we had them, because I got past me the 6 o'clock thing. Carrie pointed that out to me. I said, well, we better do that. Any additions or corrections?
I have one small correction.
Okay,
At the very end, it says that I made the motion to adjourn, and I seconded the motion. I can't do both.
Why not?
We all went home, apparently you
Because
did.
I did.
If you want to get picky, that motion doesn't have to be seconded.
it doesn't.
So just
So-
cross that out.
You can just cross out who it was seconded by and we're still good.
There you go. And that fixes that.
You got an out of body experience.
Jay, I'm out of body more than I'm in body.
make a motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion to approve,
I'll second it.
have a motion and a second, any discussion? Call for the vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, minutes are approved. Item number 12.
I move we adjourn.
I have a question before we
You
adjourn.
can't, I adjourned.
How
Yeah,
long
we
was
have to
my
vote.
stint in this?
I guess I should ask that, is anybody getting tired? Want to be replaced on the planning commission? Because we can put it out there if we have some people that want to, or, and I don't mean that by any stretch of the mind, I
Were they
love.
2-year terms or 4-year terms?
They were 4-year terms, I believe.
4-year terms.
Yeah. You want me to have a copy in our next meeting of what the,
When our
When
term
they're up.
is?
okay,
That would be helpful.
okay.
You just back and-
Because with my
Yeah.
stint on the appeals board,
Can't resign.
I have been associated with this little venture for 16 years.
Is that all?
Is that all?
Yep. Still going strong.
That's a long time. And I didn't even know I was on the appeals board for half of that time.
I know, it would have been really good, a good planning commission when you don't have to use the appeal board.
We still haven't had meetings,
We've only used them twice. haven't we?
Twice, yeah, we used them twice.
but that was way in the early.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep.
Before
Yeah,
the
we-
planning commission got trained.
Yeah.
We read the.
So who made the motion to adjourn?
I did.
Good, we're out of here.
Okay, all in favor?
There is no second, we don't need a
We
second.
stand adjourned until July 19th.
19th.
Thank you all.
Well, thank you.
We've been very busy and it's been, I should probably update you guys on Epic Engineering. It looks like we'll be phasing them out.
Okay, and you're sticking with
Hey,
EA?
We just can't get any communication out.
we finally got,
Whoever I'm with, right?
we finally got through home occupation. We hit a milestone today.
We have, and we're an hour early out. That motion free come before 9.
Awesome.
Actually,